Alright, in this video I'm going to cover what I'm going to call our easy button, and this is a new feature that was added as part of version 4 of our portal application. And first of all, you will find this button kind of on any of the browse pages, which covers your service requests, your get things, your get knowledge, your business service. You'll also find it on the search results page, but not on like the catalog or on the status page and things. And I'll kind of show you where that code gets added to the page, or how it's injected or added or displayed as part of that page. So in case you want to add it to another page, you could. So if I go to the browse page, first you'll see here in the top header there's this don't see what you want. So this is what we're kind of calling our easy button. So it's kind of showing up here if I were to go to a different kind of page, say the get help page, for example. Or if I would go to, say, my cart page, for example, you won't see it there. So it's loaded kind of conditionally based off of the page. So if I go back to the get things page and I click on it, the other thing you'll notice is it kind of spins as I'm initially loading it up. And the reason for that is this was done for performance reasons, is that it's basically the widget is loaded as part of the header. It's one of the things we saw in our initial testing of this, is that it was kind of taking a little slower for the header to run all the time, because it was basically re-rendering this widget over and over and over again to pull in recent searches, to pull in the forms, to pull in the suggestions for the users, etc. So now what we did is we basically load the button onto the header. The widget's loaded with a button, but the actual content of these tabs that you see isn't loaded until you actually click on the button. So what you see in here is it's kind of prompting for you to go forward and try search first, or maybe connect through chat, or schedule an appointment with an expert to get the assistance you need. Or you can go report a new issue to a quick report an issue form, submit a service request, which is kind of pushing you towards suggestions first. If you hide those, then I can go and do a general service request. So while I'm here, let me point out kind of where these kind of catalog item forms, the report an issue and the request something forms, get kind of got loaded or defined onto this easy button. So we coded it to basically pull from these decision branch records, and this is what's used on the get help page to kind of navigate and find what's the topic that I should be help for. And one of the decision branches we have in our list is this other. So the other has a catalog item of something broken. So this is what it's looking at for what to show for the report an issue. So if you wanted to change the catalog item here, then it would change what is shown on the easy button for a get report an issue kind of form. Also, there's one called general-request. It's using this one for that general request form. And if we didn't have this, then it would basically just show the suggestions on there, and it wouldn't show a form for doing a general request. So let me show you just a little behind the code here. So this page, this is called a card browser. The widget behind here is this card browser widget. So some of the code that's in here, just to highlight quickly, is you'll see at the bottom of the server-side script there's an include helper setting here, which is being set from a property. I'll show you what that property gets defined in the settings page. It's basically setting this include helper. So in this one, so the code that's actually loading the kind of shortcut at the top, you'll see this $scope emit, emitting an event to say show the shortcut. So in essence, this is in the client script what you can do in order to have it show that component on the page. So if this is loaded onto your widget that's loaded onto the page, it'll kind of tell the header to say go ahead and show that shortcut button on the page. So that's kind of the gist of how that's done. So just to kind of highlight a little further, if I go to, say, a search, let's do a quick search for iPad. So on this page, and this is our card lister widget, on this page you see the button. And the reason this is done is there's some conditional aspects to this. And if I load this widget into the page, on the bottom here you'll see a code that says if the page ID is the search results page, then show that shortcut. Otherwise, don't include the helper on the page. And so this card lister is basically used here. We also use the card lister like on the request page, which when you go into here, you won't see the shortcut listed on that page. So I mentioned I was going to say there's a setting for this, an overarching setting. So if I go to the settings kind of page, you'll see a property down here that says show shortcut or show helper shortcut and header. So that's the on-off switch for whether to show that or not. And then basically the widgets themselves that get loaded in the header look like this. So it's this help shortcut widget. And really the HTML of this is just that button. So you'll see this is where we have that image for the little kind of location icon. So there's a little location icon, and then there's the text that shows up here, which is the helper button text. And then when you click on this, it's doing a show helper function, which is defined down here, which basically opens up a modal or a dialog and is showing this template for show shortcut template. And the show shortcut template is defined down here. And this is where you will see kind of the top toolbar, the content. Here's the tabs that are being defined. So the search tab, and then the content of the search tab is here. Here is the report and issue tab, the load of the widget that's displayed there, the request tab, some of the suggestions, and then ultimately the load of that request widget as well is displayed here. So that's kind of the gist of our easy button kind of functionality. So really, a template and a widget to update, as well as some properties as to whether or not to show or to hide that item, and some code that you can use in your widgets on a page if you want to tell the header to display it as part of that load. Thank you.